What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hope everyone is having a great day. Happy Thursday. Honestly, I forgot what day it was. What's up, Troy? What's up, Ryan? What's up, Zach? How's everyone doing today? What's up, Burke? How we doing? Yeah. We're gonna have a fun stream today. So we're gonna be doing a best ball draft today. I think I am going to do a stream in the next couple of days doing some not best ball drafts, doing some like mock drafts with you guys individually. Should be a fun one today. If you guys are new to Underdog, you can sign up with the link that is in the chat and in the description. What you get here is you can claim your special pick plus up to $250 if you're a first time depositor using promo code Notorious. If you guys want my draft rankings, they are available down below as well on the Patreon for $7.50. You could subscribe for 1 month, or you could stay on there for a couple of months. I give out, I understand that a lot of people like their questions answered. On Patreon, I answer every single question. As long as you don't answer or ask it like 7 seconds before kickoff, I'm going to answer you. What's up? Oh, Matt, you're from Jersey as well. That's awesome. I'm from Jersey also. What up? What up? What up? I can't wait either, Brian. Should be a fun one. Watching from Michigan. What's up, Bearded Villain? What's up, Tyron? What's up? What's up? All right. How much is the Patreon a month? It is $7.50. Now, I didn't make it expensive. I'm not going to shame anyone. I made it $7.50 so that it was fair, so that a lot of people would be able to get it. That's what I meant. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a live draft here on Underdog. Looking clean. Thank you. I need a haircut, though. I'm being frank with you. I need a haircut. I'm not taking the hat off. My hair looks awful. My my barber has been on vacation. And let me tell you, when he is on vacation, that really sells me when he's on vacation. Because I'm someone that I'm not like a every 2 week type of haircutter guy. A lot of people like that, but I'm more of like a once a month type of guy. And right now it's like coming down the side. It looks terrible. So I'm not really trying to show it off, but you'll join shortly. Santa Claus. I wish I was Santa Claus. I miss you too, man. This is a real draft. This is going to be a real draft for me. But again, we will be doing mocks on Sleeper with you guys, just not this stream, but I will make sure that I do that before you guys do your drafts. I just wanted to do at least one underdog draft today because what I will tell you, Saint Nick, what's up? What's up? Because if I don't start doing these, I just need to get them done. Like, again, it's not really a chore. I enjoy doing these, but let me tell you. All right, yeah, I'll definitely do that soon. But look at this, guys. The last 2 teams I drafted, I'm pretty sure I drafted with the Minnesota Vikings, so it's truly tough. I drafted JJ McCarthy stacks, I think, in back-to-back drafts. Oh, maybe it's just one. So this team is basically dead on arrival. Let me tell you, I'll tell you that much. Unless, of course, Anthony Richardson goes so crazy that it doesn't matter. So these drafts on Underdog are 12-team half PPR drafts. What you're going to notice between this and your at-home league is the running backs will come off the board later. Like, you'd be able to get Josh Jacobs in like the 3rd round, which would be virtually impossible in your at-home league. There's going to be guys like Derrick Henry falling. That's really the biggest difference. And we're playing for a bunch of money. This time we are going to go ahead and do a oh wait, this is the big dog. I almost entered the big dog for $500. While we do have the funds for that, we're going to do a puppy draft, $5 to enter, 100,000 smackaroos to first place. We are going to hope that we finish it first here. So I'm going to count us down to join. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm in 10 puppies. Pause. You're in 10 puppies right now? Pause. I'm just kidding. But that's sick. I need to start doing a little bit more. I've been working outside of this, and I do make content, obviously videos. Palm Flex about 3. I don't like super flex drafts on best ball, if I'm being honest with you, but I do like one of my home leagues super flex. I have pick 5. Is King Henry worth it? We are a running back heavy league. If I'm being honest with you, I'm not taking Derrick Henry at pick 5. I would just take a receiver, if I'm being honest with you, unless Bijan or Brees are there. That's the only time I'm taking running back, or unless CMC falls. Early question, would you take Tyreek or Brees at a 0.03 spot in a PPR league? What I will tell you is your picture is Sauce Gardner. So you might just want to take your guy, Breece Hall. Again, while I do give out fantasy advice, I'll give you my real take. My real take is Tyreek Hill. I think when you're in your at-home league, you might as well just take the fucking guy that you like, right? If you really like Breece Hall, just take him, because if that's who you want, you'll have much more fun rooting for that over rooting for your arch nemesis Tyreek Hill. Personally, I would take Tyreek Hill though. I like Superflex in redraft. It's just in best ball, it's just a little bit too much. Now, one of my best teams last year on Underdog was a Superflex draft, so it does make me think maybe I should have done a little bit more Superflex drafts. Christian McCaffrey worked on the side of the field on Thursday with his calf injury. So hopefully that means that he's going to be fully good to go in the next couple, like before the season starts. But again, that is something that's making me panic slightly. But I would still draft Christian McCaffrey 101 if I'm being honest with you. Just like with CeeDee Lamb, there's a lot of people panicking on CeeDee Lamb. And I'm going to zoom in, by the way, so you guys can see a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and go. We normally take Tyreek. Honestly, I like Tyreek over CeeDee Lamb, but I'm not really too worried about the CeeDee Lamb holdout. Like, I know a lot of people are worried about it, and rightfully so, right? It is basically a very bad thing that CeeDee Lamb doesn't got the new contract yet. But what I will say is I would be shocked if before the season starts if they don't figure something out. So that's kind of just my opinion on it. Again, is it risky? Like, Tyreek's definitely safer, but I definitely don't think you should be taking Jamar Chase 101. I'll tell you that much. You have 0% CMC, Brian. That's a little bit crazy. Now, again, you can do whatever you want, right? The number one overall pick basically every single year is fucking cursed. If you pick the number one overall pick, you're going to have a bad time, the consensus guy. But if there's anyone that can beat out that consensus, it would be Christian McCaffrey. Now, something also interesting is Christian McCaffrey is also going up against the injury while also going up against the Madden curse that we know has been brutal for many people, like Antonio Brown, who has been permanently damaged ever since then. What's up, John? How are we doing? But I'm not panicking too much about Christian McCaffrey yet. Now, again, if you want to have a strong stance against McCaffrey, go right ahead. Not going to say you're crazy. Now that we know McCarthy is gone for the season, do we take Justin Jefferson as Sun God? I'm still sticking with Amon-Ra St. Brown, but I think a lot of people are overwhelmingly too scared of Justin Jefferson. Kevin O'Connell is a genius. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, is he one of the top 3 coaches in the league? No, but I think he is going to be able to get good play out of Darnold, despite the fact that Darnold isn't very good. I'm in a lot of underdog leagues, too. Love that. I'm a big boys fan from Dallas. Jerry is an absolute joke. No urgency to get it done. It is absurd that he would go out and say that, right? To go out and blatantly say on Twitter that he doesn't give a crap about the contract basically was shocking. And I do appreciate, though, that CeeDee Lamb was like, lol, that's just kind of funny. 165 drafts in, respect. In a 10-team PPR snake drafts, what would you say is your favorite draft strategy? Tyron, it depends on how many players you're starting. So is it one quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and a flex? Is it multiple receivers, multiple flexes? Because that really changes up the strategy. I will tell you, though, from a very basic standpoint, in a 10-team league, the quarterback and tight end is more important than in a 12-team league, because basically every single player in your league is going to be good, right? You'd have to be a literal buffoon, like unreal levels of intelligence, football knowledge to not be able to draft a good team in a 10-team league. So the way you get over on those guys is having the elite quarterback, the elite tight end. Now, do you need to do that? No, but I do think it's so pretty standard league. I would go ahead and probably tell you to just draft best player available, if I'm being blatantly honest with you. And then if you see a quarterback or a tight end you like in like the 3rd or 4th round, hop on that. So we got CeeDee Lamb here. And dude, Cooper Kupp is now going in the 2nd round. I like Cooper Kupp, but the 2nd round feels a little too pretty for me. So we're going to go ahead and go with Saquon Barkley. Now, I know that these rooms are very heavy towards the wide receiver position. I see a lot of people that are pretty anti Saquon Barkley, but my opinion is very simple on Saquon Barkley. Are they going to tush push 100%? But I do think that Saquon Barkley has the upside to score 15 plus touchdowns in this offense. I don't think Saquon Barkley is necessarily washed. I think that he's still a solid running back, still a solid pass catcher. And if the Philadelphia Eagles are one of the best offenses in the NFL, which I would say there's a good chance that they could end up being that, then you're going to be mad if you pass up Saquon Barkley multiple picks past ADP. Now, when people take Saquon Barkley in the 1st round, to me, it's a little bit suspect, but in the late second round, I'm definitely fine with that. CD Lamb. Got the 108 12 team PPR snake ESPN standard roster, struggling between JJ, AJ Brown, and JT. Would really appreciate the help. Gotcha. So if this is just a standard PPR league, normal PPR, 100% you should be taking Amon-Ra St. Brown. 100%. I think that JT is a little too early at the 108, and I'm a huge fan of JT. All right, so we're back up on the clock here, and I think we're going to go ahead and get Mike Evans. I do understand that some people are panicking about Mike Evans because the offensive coordinator changed and because Baker Mayfield really isn't all that. But at the end of the day, Mike Evans has been one of the most consistent wide receivers in fantasy football over the last 10 years. This is a guy that has scored 12 or more touchdowns in 5 out of 10 seasons in the NFL. Again, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that Mike Evans is necessarily in his prime after being in the NFL for 10 years, but I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a good enough team to where Mike Evans could pay off in the third round. And plus, Mike Evans is the type of guy that could pop off for 30 plus points in any given week. And that's a lot of what you're looking for in best ball. 10-team PPR. Do you suggest 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, or one of each? Gibbs news scared me. I'm probably just going to be honest with you. Unless you are in a league that is set up to go fucking heavy wide receiver, you shouldn't do it, right? Unless the deck is stacked in your favor, Gambit style, you shouldn't do it. Why shouldn't you do it? Because running backs just mean more when you are starting 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex. When you're starting multiple wide receivers, you're starting 2 wide receivers, a flex, another flex, or 3 wide receivers, and 1 flex, the wide receiver position means more. Can you win your league doing virtually anything? Yeah, you could draft a kicker in the first round and you can win your league. Now, are you going to? Probably not. But could you? I think you could. So what I would tell you is probably just pick the guys you like the most. I would probably end up going with Garrett Wilson and one of the running backs, or AJ Brown and one of the running backs. Bijan going to go hard this season with no Arthur Smith. I agree. I love Bijan Robinson this year. I've talked him up heavily. I believe in Bijan over Breece Hall. Some people are opposite, but I like Bijan. Notorious, I got the 103 in a 12-team league on Sleeper. Going to go Reek at 103. At the 210, do I go Josh Allen or double up at running backs or double up wide receiver? Thank you, bro. Now, again, it really is just all about how your draft falls. Personally, I'm not someone that's super ambitious on Josh Allen at the 2.10. Josh Allen rushed in 15 touchdowns last year, and I don't think that's very likely to repeat. Could it? Yes. Anything is possible, especially with a big boy like Josh Allen. But I'm probably going to pass up on the quarterback and potentially just double dip on the running back and then go receiver. So I'm probably going to, if Derrick Henry, Jacobs, Pacheco at the end of the second, I'll just take them and they'll come back in the third and get a wide receiver, assuming that your league is running back heavy. So we're back up on the clock here. And Zay Flowers is basically my pick every single time in this scenario. In the late 4th round, he's going to go a lot later in your at-home league. But Zay Flowers is another guy with super big game upside. This is a guy that could pop off for 25-plus points. The team is really solid. I get they do like to run the ball a lot, but I'm a big fan of Zay Flowers. Pog over BBM, I agree. It's always hard to come up with this draft strategy because they're a bunch of boneheads. That's true, right? It's much harder to have like a concrete idea of what you want to do if you're drafting with a bunch of people that just have no idea what they're doing. Now, if you're drafting in a league with people that are a little bit better at fantasy, typically it's actually a little bit easier to understand what's going to happen in the draft, right? Why does everyone like Fluka Nakua and Stinko Collins this year? Terrible picks. I like both Puka and Nico Collins, but again, it really depends on where they're going off the board to depend on how confident I am. Now, did Lamar already come off the board? He did, so I guess double dipping on Baltimore would be a little bit crazy. Let's go ahead and get Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin apparently was playing well in training camp today. Apparently, he ended up bending my Dolphins team over the table. Do I love Terry McLaurin? No, but I do think that Terry McLaurin has all of the skill set. He's kind of just never put it together because of the wide receivers or because of the quarterback position on his team. Now, I like Puka because I think Puka's better than Cooper Kupp at this point in his career, but the fact that he's hurt right now does kind of scare me. Nico Collins, I think, is the best receiver on that team. The efficiency stats show it. I don't think Stephon Diggs is very good anymore. That's my opinion on it. Nico Collins, where he's going in these best ball drafts, feels a little gross at pick 18, but in your at-home league, he's not going that high. Appreciate you answering my question. Oh, AJ Brown versus JJ. I got you. I got you. I might have just read that wrong. My bad. When I read A Brown or whatever you typed, which isn't your fault, I think of Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm going JJ over AJ Brown personally because I understand that having Sam Darnold, is that the best Samuel? No, right? I would rather him have Kirk Cousins. I'd rather him have Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, right? One of the better quarterbacks in the league. But Sam Darnold is competent enough in this offense to be able to have JJ McCarthy uh, pay off, or not JJ McCarthy, Justin Jefferson pay off. So I agree. Puka to the moon this season. I think Puka is going to have a good season, but again, it's a lot more risky now than it was a couple of like a month ago, right? Puka, let's read the last thing on his injury. Expected to be ready for week 1, dealing with a knee injury. Now, it's good that he's not dealing with some type of soft tissue injury because that's what really screws these guys over. But is it the most positive news ever that Puka's banged up? No. At the turn, in a 10-team league, would you take a running back, Kyron Gibbs, Saquon, or JT full PPR? I'd take Wilson or Brown. Basically, in that scenario, I'm taking Wilson or Brown every single time and then just seeing which running back's available in the second round. I'm probably going to, because you can take both, I'm probably just going to take whichever running back you like the most, and then I'm taking Garrett Wilson. Was thinking the same. Little early on Allen for me. I agree. It is a little early. Now, could Allen pay off? Yes, but I think it's a little bit early. All right, let's do it. Rise above everything. We're to win this league, baby. Last year, someone drafted Mahomes around 1 and Jalen Hurts. Yeah, again, that's going to happen. When you guys are drafting with people that aren't the most locked in on fantasy football, my TV keeps shutting off, which is fucking with my light. But people that aren't super locked into fantasy football will be doing insane things in your draft, and you kind of just have to know that you just kind of know that something crazy is gonna happen going in. I wanted to draft Anthony Richardson at pick 57, but the fact that I don't have Michael Pittman Jr. kind of made me not want to do it. Now, if he comes back, though, I'm taking him 100% of the time. He's like one of my favorite picks. 8th pick in an 8-man. Do I take Gibbs at the turn? If you're doing your draft this week, I'm probably going to not take Gibbs. But if you have more information by the draft, I'd be fine taking him. Even Jaden Daniels, I like Jaden Daniels a lot, and I agree with that strategy. I think Terry McLaurin could go off. Crippled Cup is an insane comment. That is an insane comment for Cooper Cup. Cooper Cup is not fucking crippled, John. Come on. This looks like a rookie draft, LOL. Oh, you think these people in here are not the sharpest? Entirely possible. Looking at the running backs here. I love Aaron Jones, but we're going to go Lad because I don't have any teams with the Lad McConkey on it. And I don't want to be that guy that has 0 shares of a rookie that could just get fed I just dropped my phone. 8 gazillion targets in the Chargers offense. Do I like the Chargers offense? A resounding no to that answer to that question. I do not like the Chargers offense, especially the passing attack, because Justin Herbert is just they're going to be handing the ball off at a very high clip. But if one of these guys ends up being the clear number 1 wide receiver, I think that's going to pay off in a big way. So we need to go ahead and get Dak in our thing. Our queue. And we need more Cowboys. If any of you guys are in this draft with me, don't snipe me. I wanted to get Jake Ferguson in the next round, but I guess that was kind of Brandon Cooks just got hurt. So let's target Tolbert later. I mean, Brandon Cooks will probably be fine, but I think Tolbert's the better pick at this point. Thanks for the advice. You the GOAT. No problem. No problem. Appreciate you, bro. You helped me win. Yes, sir. Hit that like button. I'd rather have Stroud over Mahomes. I disagree. Drafting quarterback in round 1 is insane. Yeah, it is insane. 12-man PPR pick 3, Hill Chase or JJ Hill? Hill. Hit that thumbs up, Fact Spock. What's going on? In a 10-man full PPR league, would you go 2 wide receivers at the 208 and the 303? And if so, which one would you be looking at? All right, let me just pull up some fantasy football ADP. Because off the top of my head, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you just ask me a question like that, which is a good question, off the top of my head, I might not be able to think of the exact ADP of the players going there. 208 and the 303 in a 10-man league. All right. So in that range, you're looking at like if you can get Drake London, I'm taking him there. Nico Collins, Brandon Ayuk. I love Brandon Ayuk, but I don't know if he's going to get traded or not. My guys in that range, I'd be looking at Nico Collins, Mike Evans, Drake London. I don't like Debo. Those are the three guys I'd be looking at. I don't like Debo. But again, once what's his name gets traded, like if Ayuk gets traded, then I'm all over Debo. Who are your favorite late round running back targets between, say, Chase Brown, Zeke, Rico Dow, Jerome Ford, Algier, Chuba, etc.? I like Jerome Ford. I like Chase Brown. I like Zeke and Rico Dowdle a lot. I think Chuba's fine, but Chuba's basically saying, hey, I'm going to get 3 games of 10 or 11 or 12 points, and I'm good with that because once Jonathan Brooks shows up, that pick is straight dust. Dude, I don't like Diggs at all, dude. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I don't want anything to do with Diggs. Why the fuck did Jaden Daniels just go at pick 89? Jaden Daniels. It only goes at 98, so I guess that's not that crazy, but I didn't expect that. Dak is still available. I think we're just going to have to take Dak here because people in this draft seem a little bit loco, and we might end up getting sniped on Dak. Slim Shady and Chase, baby. That's still a fine stack, though. I got no clue what to think of Diggs this year. I'm gonna be honest. My take on Diggs is I think there's a pretty decent chance Diggs is the number 3 target on that team. I don't think he'll be the number 1, and I think Tank Dell could end up being the number 1. So it kind of just leaves me out on Diggs. Now, could Diggs eviscerate me, bury me 100%? Diggs is that good. He could easily bury me. He could be the reason why I don't win my fantasy league. I can easily see that being the outcome, but I just don't. I'm just not feeling it. Like I don't feel like Diggs is going to burn me, especially where he's coming off the board in at-home leagues, where he's like a 3rd-round pick. Can't do it. Cannot do it. That's funny, Tyron. How's the game going? I'm gonna watch the game later tonight. Lock in, watch the game. Now, some people are saying Jonathan Brooks is like an awful pick, like he's not gonna play. I know he's not gonna play for the first couple weeks, but Jonathan Brooks to me feels like the kind of guy that towards the end of the season is the reason why you're winning weeks. Now, maybe that's just flat out wrong. Jonathan Brooks ends up being a straight up schlub. Possible, right? Coming off of an injury. But I don't know. I really think Carolina is going to be better. I think Bryce Young's going to be better. The fact that their coaching system is a lot better. Maybe I'm crazy for liking Carolina, but I actually think Carolina is going to be halfway decent. I only have 5% Lad. Not enough of him. Now that Herbert might be good, I'm low. Diggs hungry, bro. Tank for the value. I got the 6th pick in a 10-team PPR 2 flex league. I hate the spot. Yeah, I definitely go Amon Ra. He's ready to release. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking, Spock, is that Diggs is kind of getting old enough to where the true fall off could begin. And the fact that he's on a team with it's like the same shit with Keenan Allen, right? Keenan Allen come now Diggs, there's no reports of Diggs showing up at like 230 or however much Keenan Allen currently weighs. Like that's a big worry for me. Diggs is a big worry for me as well. I don't know. I just the thing is, I just really don't foresee the season ending where Diggs is like the wide receiver 10, where it's like, wow, I don't know why I didn't draft him. Where I could see Diggs finishing like around where he's coming off the board. It's just not for me, if I'm being blatantly honest with you. Patriots are winning, so pretty good. Well, that's good for you, Tyron. ESPN or Yahoo. This draft's on Underdog Fantasy. Link in the video description. If you guys want to join up on Underdog, it's a fun way to do drafts. This draft's for $5. I prefer Yahoo. I think ESPN is straight dog shit, if I'm being honest with you. Just the platform as a whole, I just don't think is very good. I think Yahoo is probably the best. All my home leagues are on NFL because we've been playing on NFL since I was in middle school. So these leagues are trying to think how long ago I was in middle school. I started high school 10 years ago. So like 13 years ago, we started playing fantasy with my friends. I've been playing fantasy before that, but yeah, all the leagues that I'm in are on NFL basically. In a 12-team PPR on sleeper before the 4 or 5, it's interesting with Tank Pickens. Yeah, I like all those guys. To be honest with you, I do worry slightly about Pickens, not because I think Pickens is a straight up bum, because I really like Pickens. I'm worried about Pickens because I think Ayuk might get traded there. Diggs is a drama queen. I agree. I think now I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Higgins is the safest pick out of those guys. I think I like Tank the best. My rankings have them all in a similar range, though. The rankings are on the Patreon if you want to check those out. That's true. You think Kelsey will still put up numbers this season? 100%. I believe very strongly in him. I think that he is going to end up being a guy that could end up winning you your league at the running back position. All right, so the running backs are starting to dwindle. So let's go Jerome Ford F-150 here. I know it's technically a reach where I got him. I reached slightly. Again, dude, I don't know how people believe in Chubb, if I'm being straight up honest. Chubb coming off of a crazy injury. Again, I'm not a doctor, but anytime you see that, when I saw that injury, I almost puked. And I'm not someone that gets bothered in a big way by injuries. Like most of the time I see something, I'm like, whatever. That was gross. That was brutal. And again, I'm not a doctor, but I doubt he's going to be healthy for at least like half the season. And then if he comes back and he's not 100%, it's just not great. It's just not a great look. And I do love Kelsey. Well, hello. What's up, DC? What's up, man? What's up? Thoughts on Bowers? I was completely out on Bowers 3 weeks ago. I keep hearing more hype about Bowers. I am now in on Bowers, but I'm not so in to the point where it's like, you need to draft Brock Bowers in every single draft. It's like, okay, if I get kind of iced out at the tight end position, I'll take Brock Bowers. Historically, rookie tight ends are no bueno for fantasy football. Historically, it does not pay off, but there's also outliers, right? So I like Brock Bowers at ADP. ESPN rankings are whack. Every website's ADP is going to look very, very whack to you if you are used to doing drafts. Sleeper is probably the most normal rankings you'll see out there. So if you're in a league on Sleeper, probably the most easy stuff, like the most basic, right? The rankings make sense. NFL, ESPN, it's like they had like a drunk monkey make it. Like you ever seen like in The Hangover? I don't remember if the monkey was drunk or high or something, but that monkey, the guy that's hanging out with Chang, yeah, like that's the person that made the rankings. Like it's unbelievable how bad they are. You've been playing since '05. I've been playing since '08. '08. Started playing when I was 8. What's up, DC, man? Diggs is a diva. I agree. Yeah, make sure you guys join the Discord. If you're in the Discord, I'll be talking in there with you guys. It's a fun time in there. And Spock posts a lot of stuff. Spock posts some very interesting things. He posted a breakdown. I don't know if it was last week, 2 weeks ago. I read it all. A breakdown on Chris Olave. Very interesting. Chris Olave is pretty interesting to me because I think Chris Olave is really good, but I also don't think Derek Carr is very good. But I also think maybe the second year together will lead to a better connection. But also at ADP, it seems kind of scary. And I'm just like, you guys know that game Pong from back in the day where the ball's just bouncing back and forth. That's my brain. Like one day it's like, oh, I like Chris Olave. The next day it's like, oh, I'm kind of worried. And it just keeps going back and forth. I give you bowler vibes. Interesting enough, I actually am really good at bowling. I was the captain of my varsity bowling team in high school, which makes me sound like I was an absolute fucking virgin in high school, which would have been the case. It was true. It was true. That was the only hole I was sticking my fingers in was the bowling ball. Oh, that was so gross, guys. Sorry I said that. People are gonna leave. They'll be like, "That was fucking disgusting, Nick." So sorry. Sorry about that one, chat. And I hate calling you guys chat because I think it's like cringe that some streamers do it, but it's also kind of funny. Like, what's up, chat? Johnny boy. Higgins is a safe pick. I agree. I fully agree with that. After watching highlights on JD5, the boy's going to be a beast in the NFL. I don't disagree. I do not disagree. All right. We're back up on the clock. All right. Let's get Darnell. Here comes the Mooney here. Because we already have Kyle Pitts. And that sets us up for the Kirk Thuggins and the Kirk Thuggins, Jalen Tolbert stack. I'm going to do some research real quick on who Atlanta plays in week 17. Again, stacking in terms of redraft, not the most important. I'd say in 2 quarterback superflex leagues, I look to stack more. My team that won last year was a Dak stack in superflex, like my home league. Dak and CD and Tua and Tyreek. I don't know how I got that. That seems like virtual. That would be impossible this season. The last season it was possible. I'm just sharp like that. So Atlanta plays, as long as I don't get fucking sniped here. Atlanta plays the Commanders. Oh my gosh, we set this up perfectly on accident. We got Terry McLaurin too. Hopefully Kirk Thuggins, Cole's Cash Kirk is able to stay healthy all season. That's kind of iffy due to the injury, but we need more fucking running backs on this team, man, because Saquon is really our only hammer here. We need more depth. But I'll keep scrolling down here. I like JD. Um, Thoughts on Puka falling to the middle of the second in sleeper? I'm taking him in the middle of the second round. What's your strategy in a 10-man, 2 PPR, 2 running backs? The best player available is your best strategy in any league that doesn't have multiple. If it's not 3 receivers or 2 flexes, you should just be doing best player available. And in 10-man leagues, you should be taking Tyreek at 3 and then just take best player available. And in my opinion, the quarterback and tight end more important. In an 8-team league, the quarterback and tight end is even more important than in a 10-team league. You played D&D in high school? I played D&D before. Go Reek, then double up on running back. I think that's a fine strategy. Yeah. I I wish I was really good at bowling still. A lot of my friends that were bowling all the time, like my high school teammates, they still bowl to this day. And let me tell you, being in a bowling league is fun. Nice, you can go have some drinks, hang out with the guys, but it is time consuming because you're there every Tuesday, every Thursday, every Friday for like 4 months. And frankly, I just can't commit to that when I make these videos and I have a real job too. Yeah, dude, that's definitely how it works. Good to see Tyron. Um, I'm the best bowler in my family is actually my dad. My dad is why I like bowling. That dude's fucking goated at bowling. His high game, I think, is a 297. I've never even gotten that close. I think I got like a 2. My high game, I think, is a 250, 240, something like that. So I'm not that good, but I'm better than most people, I would say. 'Cause I don't think most people can do that. I think Pitts will have a better season. I agree. What's your favorite strat in a 12-team league pick for? I'm going probably either a Monra St. Brown or Bijan, and then I'm just letting the draft fall how it does. The Commanders. We started bowling about a year ago. That's good. Bowling's fun. The Commanders. The Commanders. In a 10-man, don't wait too long. I agree with that. I fully agree with that, Spock. Fully agree. Um, what's your take on a Kyle Pitts this season? I like Pitts. I'm gonna be honest with you. I get why you'd be concerned. He burnt you last season, and it wasn't nice. It was a harsh burning, but I think he's gonna get us right this season. I think he's going to get us back, and he's such a good tight end that it would be hard for him to be such a fucking colossal failure every year, in my opinion. In my humble opinion. All right, so we got our stacks laid out here. We got multiple Dallas guys. We can wait for Tolbert for the next round. Let's get Gibson. Do I like drafting players on the Patriots? The answer to that would be no. I don't really think the Patriots are going to be all that good. But I do know one thing, though, and that is that a lot of the beat reporters are sucking off Antonio Gibson, talking about how he might be taking away some work from Stevenson, which is scaring me slightly. I still think Stevenson is better, way better than Gibson, but I think Gibson's going to get enough work to be annoying. Now, is Gibson like a redraft pick? No, but in best ball, he has good enough pass catching prowess to catch like 3 balls a game, 4 balls maybe, sneak his way on into the end zone, score like 14 points, and you're just happy with that. But in redraft, he's kind of, oh, we got sniped on Jalen Tolbert, you fucking bastard. You bastard. It's okay, though. It's okay. Don't panic. Don't tilt. It's okay. I love Noah Fant this year, by the way. Noah Fant now doesn't have a lot more competition in the tight end room. Again, is it like something I'm aggro targeting in redraft? No, but in best ball, I like it. Baby, I like it. All right, but we might want to draft one more running back. We're around 15. The tight ends are fine later. In reality, they're not. They're not fine later. So let's get Noah Fant. Like the tight ends start to fall off real quick if you guys haven't noticed. And I hope these guys don't have the same buy, and they don't. So that was good that they didn't, but I didn't check. I like golf. I used to love golf when I was a kid. I was never good enough. I never tried out for the golf team in high school because I knew I wouldn't be good enough. Pitt seems safer without Arthur Smith. I agree. Oh, okay. Thoughts on DK this year? I like the player DK Metcalf. I think he is on paper one of the most talented wide receivers in the league. I think if you can make a wide receiver, like if you're just like creating someone, right? It's like Madden, you get to create your own guy. If you're creating a receiver, you kind of want to create him. That's the kind of receiver you're looking to create. The problem is, how good is Geno going to be? They really seem to want to run the ball, but their offensive line sucks, so they're going to have to throw the ball. At ADP, where he's going, he's fine. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm ecstatic to draft him. I like JSN later. I agree with that. Best strategy for a 12-man PPR. Your best strategy, I think, look, if I'm just going to say blanket best strategy, you have to pick one. It's hero running back. You get your running back in the first, the second, or the third round, and then you just hammer out receiver, and then you just churn the running back position. Now, if this is a league where it's 2 receivers, 1 flex, you could even go double hero running back, but hero running back is probably my favorite. Higgins, Tank, Amari, and Calvin, which one would you pick? Gun to the head, I'm taking Higgins. But my rankings might not say that because my mind changes on those 3 guys, Higgins, Tank, and Amari, flip all the time. I'm going to avoid visiting with my dad this past month, so I'd actually give him some advice. It's good. Don't give him some sneaky advice. Thank you for the super chat, Special K. Strat for 12 team PPR with 2 flexes on sleeper. Great question. Great question. What I will tell you right now is that in a 2 flex league, this is the perfect hero running back deal here. Go in there in the first or second round. You have the 12th pick. So you're taking, okay, 12th pick. I just noticed that. 12th pick. I'm taking Gibbs, JT, or Saquon. One of those guys with that pick, assuming one of them is there. And then I'm going hammer mode on the wide receiver position. Garrett Wilson or A.J. Brown, whoever's available there, you take them. And then if they are not there, like if you're sitting there and you need one of Garrett Wilson or Marvin Harrison Jr. are the only 2 wide receivers I'd be comfortable taking there. If they're not available at the 12th turn, like when you come back, so you take the running back and they're not available, you should be taking 2 running backs. I would be fine taking Puka Nacua there, if I'm being honest with you. So I'll include Puka in that. One of those, you're going to take a running back, then one of those 3 wide receivers, and then you are going to go hammer mode on the wide receiver position. You are going to draft the wide receiver position like your life depends on it. Now, in there, if you want to draft a tight end or a quarterback, go right ahead. But that's what I'm doing. I'm going hammer mode on, and let's get Tracy. It seems like he's going to be okay. But I'm going hammer mode on wide receivers after I get my 1 running back or my 2 running backs. So the way I'll explain this is you're taking 1 running back in the first round, whether that is Jonathan Taylor, Gibbs, or Saquon. You're taking that guy. In the second round, if Puka, if Brown, if Wilson, Puka, or Harrison aren't available, then you take double running back. And again, that depends how much you like Marvin Harrison. And then you just have to keep spamming wide receiver because in that kind of a league, full PPR, you should be playing 2 wide receivers and 2 wide receivers in your flex. Unless you draft the next Devon Achane, you draft the next Kyron Williams, then you can play those guys as your flex. All right, let's go wide receiver here. I'm not really liking Troy Franklin. Nothing seems positive about Roman Wilson. Let's go Jordan Winnington. Are you bipolar? Because I'm by winning. He seems like the type of guy that could be sneaky good because the Rams run so many 3 wide receiver sets. In redraft, though, I doubt he'll be that great. But now I'm going to say that and then look wrong. So the best strategy, again, you're drafting running back with the first pick. Then you draft a wide receiver, assuming you like the wide receivers with the second pick. And then you go ham on the wide receiver position. And then you scoop up a bunch of running backs late and just churn those guys through your lineup. 1 week, you play 1 running back. If he fails, you play a different running back. You play based on matchups, and then you hope to the fantasy gods above that you end up drafting the next like Kyron or picking up the next Kyron, and then you're golden. And then you are golden. So that is, in my opinion, the best strategy is hero running back. Straight up. That's my favorite strategy. That's cool, John. Spock, you're a professional disc golfer. That is so impressive. I've played disc golf once. They have it at Rutgers. When I visited my friends at Rutgers, let me tell you, I don't think you can find someone worse at disc golf than me. I don't think it's possible. I am so bad at disc golf. It was shocking. That's how bad I was. 12th pick as well. I'd be fine taking Puka, personally. What do you think about Rashad White? I think Rashad White's fine. I was pretty high on Rashad White, and then I kind of pulled back. I'm still fine drafting him, but I'm not sitting there like when I enter my draft, like, oh, I need to get Rashad White. Right? I'm not laser eyes focused on getting Rashad White. I think he's a fine pick though. Is taking Bijan at too crazy? Look, I'm taking CD or Tyreek, but if you want a running back, go ahead and take him. Right? That's kind of just how I feel. If you guys want a certain player, just take them. Yeah, I agree. His metrics were crap, but I agree. He could. The only way he really dips is if the backup is better than we think he is. Why is Mostert so low? Because Achan's going to get more touches, right? I like Mostert a lot in the 7th round, but I think what a lot of people are thinking is because the Dolphins are not. Look, he scored 21 touchdowns last year, right? Is that the exact? I think that's the exact number, but I'll pull it up. Of course, it doesn't show you on here. He scored 18 rushing touchdowns, 3 receiving touchdowns. He scored 21 touchdowns. What do you guys think are the odds Mostert does that again? Pretty low, right? But he could still score 12 or 15 and be a reliable running back 2 for you weekly. So I don't really understand the hate for him. I have him ranked inside the top 24. I don't think I can move him up much higher though. He's a very talented player. He runs fast. Another issue with Mostert though is he's old, right? Mostert's one of those guys that's ancient. He has a strong injury history, but I still think you should be drafting him. So that's kind of my thoughts on him. It's the same thing with Montgomery, but Montgomery goes high enough to where I get why some people might be off of him. Right? Like if Mostert and Montgomery were going in the same round, I'm taking Montgomery every time, but that's kind of what I mean. Why isn't Gibbs dropping? Yeah, I agree. It's because of his ceiling. And Gibbs will, and plus the news on Gibbs has been so positive, right? Oh, he's going to be good by week 1. Now, if the news a week from now is Gibbs still severely injured, the 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 Lions are scared, then yeah, it'd be time to panic. All right. Oh man, I don't like any of these running backs. So let's just go receiver. Let's go Baker. Actually, let's go Malik Washington. Let's go Malik Washington. I think Malik Washington might be the number 3 receiver on the Dolphins because Odell still isn't practicing. I wanted a running back, but I'm going to be blatantly honest with you guys. At this range at running back, you're just guessing, right? You're just straight up guessing. Like Carson Steele, supposedly the number 2 back in Kansas City. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if he's good enough to do that. I think our running back room on this team is so entirely suspect. But I just need one of these guys to become a hammer piece and Saquon to stay healthy, and I think it'll be fine. I like this team overall, though. Very different to how I normally draft. Very, very different. So let's name this team the Puppy 3. Is that what this was? Not in here yet. Puppy 2. Am I blind? Like you guys are probably looking at it right now on your screen. Like, Nick, you dumbass. It's right there. It's right there. All right, you know what? Let's just do another one, and then we'll look at that. I really like Achan and Mostert. I agree. I don't think it's gonna be 50-50 necessarily. Would you rather draft Montgomery in the 5th or Mostert in the 7th? I would rather draft Montgomery personally. Because look, Gibbs is already hurt, right? Mostert, like Achan as of right now, knock on wood, is still healthy, right? So there's a chance of re-aggravation for Gibbs, right? Now, obviously, could Achan get hurt tomorrow? Yeah, but I hope not. But that's kind of what's leading me towards. And I also think Montgomery at this point in his career is more skilled than Mostert, and there's less injury concern with Mostert compared to with Montgomery compared to Mostert. I didn't like AD Mitchell, but now that Josh Downs is hurt, that does make me like AD Mitchell. So I think he's a fine player. I think he's a fine player. All right, so I'm going to enter this draft in like 10 seconds. If you guys want to join up, again, if you're new to Underdog Fantasy, promo code Notorious or clicking on the link in the video description will get you a special pick, which I think is Lamar Jackson over half of a yard in week number 1, which is guaranteed to happen, and plus up to $250 if you're a first-time depositor. The drafts on here are fun. Again, the draft that we're about to hop into is $5. And if you hit the nuts, you end up going crazy. You can win $100,000. Is that the most likely thing to happen? Of course not. There's 225,000 entrants into these bad boys, but it's just fun to do. And it's a good way to pass some time, too. Like if you're really bored during the day, I just rip these off when I'm bored. So we're going to get in the draft. We're going to hop in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Puppy 3. 10-team PPR, 110, 2 flexes. All right. I would go if you're thinking you're already going to go in your head. If you're thinking, all right, I'm going Kelsey and Hurts, which I don't know could happen, but it could, I guess. Just go running back and receiver. That's probably your best option if you're looking to take a quarterback and a tight end in the 3rd and 4th round. Is it crazy to draft both Cup and Puka? I've been doing some mocks at 3-4 turn. I like Cup more than Pittman. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. In a redraft league. Now, the thing is, if you are high on the Rams, like if you think the Rams in your head, you're like, the Rams are a top 6 to 8 offense in the NFL, go ahead. If you think that, go ahead. I don't know that. I don't think that. So, no. Could they both coexist and have huge seasons? Yes, I think that's going to happen. But I think you're putting yourself at a large risk week in and week out having 2 guys on the Rams. Now, if you said, "Oh, I've got Tyreek and I've got Mostert," or "I've got Tyreek and I've got Achane," to me, it's a little bit different because of the team. Again, it's not because I'm a Dolphins fan; it's because of the team. You go DK there or a quarterback like Mahomes and Hurts. Yeah, if there's any quarterback, god damn it, the bots are back, guys. The bots are back. It's okay though. It's okay. That's how you know football's back, baby, when the sex bots are back. I don't have any trust in Garrett Wilson this year. Well, let me explain to you why you should trust Garrett Wilson. Why you should trust Garrett Wilson is because he's really good. I understand he has not put up huge numbers yet in his career, but if Aaron Rodgers is like 70% of what Aaron Rodgers used to be, Garrett Wilson will be good. Now, Garrett Wilson's upside is also very high because he's that good and because, look, if you look at last year's numbers, like the reason why Garrett Wilson was struggling was because of the quarterback play. He only scored 3 touchdowns. Like, that's bound to go up. Like, the Jets should be on paper a really good offense, regardless of how good Aaron Rodgers is. Because, again, if what's his name wasn't straight up trash, like, if their quarterback wasn't trash, it's going to be good. LOL. See, I disagree. I think Rice is proven after just 1 year. That's okay, Spock. I think Rice is proven. Oh, fuck. The 12th pick is so fucking gross right now in half-ppr. Let's go Gibbs. Let's take Gibbs. And then let's go Puka. I hope Puka's okay. We're going with 2 injury risks right off the jump. I think Rashee Rice is good. Really good. I think Kelsey's proven. I think Pacheco's proven. So Pacheco, Rice, and Kelsey all proven. Hollywood is proven as well, but he's hurt. Xavier Worthy is kind of fishy. But I don't think he has no proven pass catchers. You think drafting a wide receiver, running back, tight end, and then quarterback in that order is crazy? No. No. But what I will tell you is don't go into your draft thinking you have to do that. Because if you're in the 3rd round and Kelsey and Laporta are gone, don't just take a tight end. Right? If you're in the 4th round and Mahomes, Lamar, Allen, all gone, I would suggest probably not going quarterback there. But again, it's up to you. It depends how much you like each player. But that's just my rough advice again. I pick 11th and 12th, man. If Wilson is there, I really consider him at either. Yeah, Wilson has to be. If Wilson falls into the 2nd round, he's an auto draft. Like there's a couple of guys where I think if they fall into a certain range, I'm auto drafting them. If Cooper Kupp's in the 4th round, I'm taking him every single fucking time. If When Marvin Harrison falls to the late second, I'm taking him every time. When Achane is in the third round, I'm taking him every time. When Garrett Wilson's in the second round, I take him every time. It's just kind of how I think. I know that is very shocking when you read that, but it's because the guy's been hurt so many times. His legs are young. Probably everything's young about him because he's had a million different surgeries. But I do, again, I'm not trying to sound like a Mostert detractor. I believe heavily in Mostert. So, yeah, a girl approaches you at the gym to help her work out. Probably, John. Puka scares me early. I did have him last year. Look, do I love Puka at pick 13? No. But what I'm going to tell you right now is that in these underdog drafts, pick 13 feels so disgusting because of how many running backs fall later. Because it feels like an egregious reach if I was to take Saquon Barkley at 13, even though I'm fine doing it. Like, in redraft, it feels less gross, right? Because if I take Jonathan Taylor and Gibbs or Jonathan Taylor and Saquon Barkley, it doesn't feel as gross because that is normal in a redraft league. Whereas in best ball, it feels a little bit grosser. But I will tell you this year, at the 12th pick is where I feel most confused and where I would panic the most in a real draft. I would panic if I didn't know. Like, if I showed up to the draft and then 20 seconds later the draft starts and I'm pick 12, I would probably panic a little bit. Whereas any other pick, I'm not really panicking. I think 12 is the hardest pick this year at the beginning. And then after the beginning, it doesn't fucking matter where you're drafting. But for the first two picks, it's very confusing. Would you go Achane at the 210 with Ricky at the 103? Yeah, I'm fine with that. I am perfectly fine with that. Because again, it's all about the offense, right? You don't want two guys starting on your team on the Giants, but you're fine with it on the Dolphins or the Chiefs. That's kind of my thought process on it. Okay. Fourth round. All right. We don't have much digs, so I think we're going to go digs. Yeah, let's get digs. We don't have any digs really in best ball, so we're going to get digs for once. And then I kind of like Michael Pittman Jr. I like Zay Flowers though, but I'm not going to be able to get the stack with any of these guys. So we'll go Michael Pittman as hope to get the stack with Richardson. Now in redraft, I'm not taking Stephon Diggs or Pittman. I only took them because I like don't draft them a lot. I'm probably taking a running back in this range, but there really wasn't that many great running backs. Like I like Josh Jacobs though, but since I took Jahmyr Gibbs, I didn't really feel the need to. Diggs is a very confusing guy to rank in my opinion. Very confusing. I've moved him up and down. I've done 2 rankings updates on Patreon, and I do move them up and down like during the week, and then I just post them once I feel confident in it. But I could go in right now and move them again, and I still wouldn't feel confident. Any advice in a 14-man draft? Okay, 14-man draft, Chuckleberry. I should do a 14-man mock draft for you. Maybe I will be able to. I don't know. Where it feels like this season has crept up on me the quickest. Like normally it feels like I'm like already ready to obviously I'm very ready, but this year it feels like it's creeping up on me. In a 14-man league, I never am drafting like the early quarterback or tight end unless I feel it's a value. Because dude, in a 14-man league, going double running back makes perfect sense because your running backs are going to absolutely fucking suck if your league mates are taking heavy running backs. So I'm not taking the early quarterback or tight end. Normally I wait, to be honest with you. I've been playing it. Now my 14-man league is now a 12-man league, but I was playing 14-man leagues for years. That was the league I was best at. I think I had the best edge in that. But yeah, I'm waiting on quarterback and tight end. I usually get CD, Achane, Kelsey, and Josh. That's good. That's good. Late round Tua. I don't know about Tua in redraft, if I'm being honest with you. I'm fine drafting him. I'm obviously a huge fan of Tua. But like the guy led the league in passing last year. It still wasn't a top 12 fantasy quarterback. It's kind of concerning. But now he's talking about running more, which is kind of making me like him a little bit more. And his mobility has increased. He does look better. Would love to see Worthy be useful to Mahomes. I agree. I agree. I'd love to see it as well. That always works. That does always work, Spock. I'm in a 14-man super flex dynasty. Oh yeah, 100% in a super flex league. You should be taking either Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes first in dynasty. The waiver wire pickup last year. The funniest thing is that both of the best waiver wire pickups last year were on the Rams. It was Kyron and Puka. Hit that thumbs up. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Gotcha. I would. Now again, it's all about your league though. Like, if your league is still stuck in the old ways, the ancient arts of hammering the running back position, then you might want to take those running backs over Marvin. But personally, I'm taking Marvin. Now, maybe I'm crazy because I'm drafting a rookie receiver in the second round. But dude, Marvin Harrison Jr. is so good. So good. The talent level's unreal. And I think the Cardinals are going to feed him. Yeah, you definitely should ask her. Cameron, what the fuck is wrong with you? Okay. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. Oh fuck, I wasn't paying attention. Good luck though. Okay, let's get AR. Let's get AR. Bring him in with Michael Pittman. And we could go running back here because I like this range of running back, or we could go receiver. Let's go Calvin Ridley, guys. I've been falling. I'm like the number one Calvin Ridley enjoyer. I fall for Calvin Ridley every year. It's like when the mouse sees the cheese on the wheel, not on the wheel, like on the trap, and still goes for it. Like even though he knows his friend just died to it. That's what I do for Calvin Ridley. But again, with D Hop hurt, like I think we should end up from Calvin Ridley. We should end up with Calvin Ridley having decent season. Is having Hurts and Saquon diabolical? No. No. Again, when you're bringing players together on the same team, if the team is very good, it works. Like we talked about earlier, if you like the Rams, you think the Rams are going to be very good, then Cup and Puka's fine. I like both Cup and Puka, but I don't know if I feel confident enough in having them on the same team. That was kind of my thought process. All right, so we got the Colts. So now we need the Colts bring back. The Colts are playing up against the Giants. That sounds like a disgusting game. But again, I've been talking about this all the time. Anthony Richardson's the kind of guy where if Anthony Richardson sucks this year, I am screwed. I have so much Anthony Richardson. Now, I don't know if I actually have so much. Like, again, if in best ball, like, I'm fine losing the money. So it's not going to hurt my feelings if Anthony Richardson gets hurt, but it would suck because I'm so heavily invested in that team. I really like that team. All right. So 80 Mitchell, we're to star, and then we'll star Josh Downs as well. And we got to get some Giants. Got to get some Giants. Wandale and Tracy. All right. I picked up both. That's nice. Very nice. That's a good one, Spock. If in doubt, get AR. Yeah, I think once those big four quarterbacks come off the board, like Anthony Richardson screams to me in the drafts. McLaurin thoughts. Another guy I'm having a hard time with getting a read on. My read on him is he's really good, but you never really know with Terry McLaurin, right? If you're comparing the guys around him, like I like Jahan Dotson, but again, Jahan Dotson hasn't proved diddly squat. Terry McLaurin's the best receiver on this team. The question is, do you believe in? I believe in Cliff Kingsbury as the offensive coordinator, but like Terry just feels like the kind of pick where you make it to me, and I'm not sitting there like, oh damn, I had to pick Terry McLaurin. Like I'm so mad that I drafted him, but I'm also not sitting there like, wow, I'm so happy that I drafted Terry McLaurin. And Brian Thomas is screaming up draft boards, rightfully so. I talked about him in my video today. If you guys didn't watch it, check it out after the stream. That dude's Brian Thomas is legit, man. If you watch, I forgot who mentioned they're watching the Jaden Daniels tape. Watch some Brian Thomas, man. That dude's crazy. Not a big fan of Ridley. I get it. I get it. He really sucked last year. What's the max number of spots you'd reach for a player like? Early on in drafts, I think reaching a crazy amount is like insane. Like more than 5-6 picks is crazy. Once you're towards the end of the draft and people are just picking randomly, I'm fine reaching late in drafts. But early on, I think you want to keep things nice and tidy. I hope you can stay healthy too. I have a lot of AR and Pittman. I like them. All right, fuck. Keon Coleman went. That's who we wanted, but that's okay. I kind of like Jordan Addison, but he is hurt, but they haven't said exactly what it is. Isn't expected to miss a serious amount of time. Let's go Ferguson, Fergalicious. And then we'll go running back here. And I really like Aaron Jones. Like this feels like the kind of pick that's going to make or break my season. Like, does Aaron Jones end up being good or not? I think Aaron Jones is a very talented player. The question is, can the offense be solid enough to run the ball enough for Jones to be valuable. Now Jones can catch a lot of passes, so I think he'll be fine. What are your thoughts on this? As I said, pick 11 of 12 in a 12-team PPR. If I get Garrett Wilson at 11, would you consider Marvin Harrison? I would just pick Barkley or Jonathan Taylor personally. And I prefer Barkley. I think you can consider Kyren Williams. Like Kyren Williams feels risky due to the injury, but he also feels like he could pay off in a big way, and that's just kind of my opinion on him. I like Kyren Williams though. Like the player's amazing. It's just can he stay healthy? Kamara and PPR, I love Kamara, but Kamara's been moving up so much where it's like, look, let's be honest. Kamara is not old Kamara. Now, is he so washed that he needs like a cane to walk, or he needs to get in one of those things that you see like obese people go in, like at Walmart, like one of those carts, or someone that's hurt, obviously. But I only think of that because of you ever seen that show? I'm trying to think of what it was called with that chick and her like Honey Boo Boo. I think of like the mom, the South Park episode. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, but yeah, like what the fuck was I even talking about? But Kamara is moving up boards quickly, and it's kind of scary, kind of scary. But I do like him. I like Kyron. Who's the player you're reaching on the most in the 4th round of big money leagues? Dude, if Josh Jacobs is available in the 4th round, I'm going to take Josh Jacobs in every single league if he's in the 4th round. Yeah, no, see, I don't disagree with the 20 checkdowns. I just worry about he's old. He's coming off the board there. If someone starts taking away some of the pass catching opportunities, he's screwed. That's just kind of my opinion. Yeah, the metrics are not looking great. Again, if he's available in the 4th or 5th round, I'm fine with it. My issue is when I see him in drafts going like the 3rd round, and I'm like, these people just don't know the clear, abundant risk they're taking on with Kamara. Kamara feels fine when you're in your draft and you take Bijan, right? You come back, you take 2 receivers, you take Kamara. It's like, damn, look at this. I got Kamara who could be top 5 and Bijan who could be top 5, right? And then you're like, wow. And I have these 2 receivers or a quarterback and a receiver. Like, this feels great. But what doesn't feel great is when you've taken 2 receivers and your running back one's Kamara or something. Like, that's just kind of my thoughts on him. Again, and this is coming from someone that is a Alvin Kamara truther. I've been talking up Kamara for months, and only recently have I seen a lot of fantasy analysts talk him up. I love Romeo Dobbs in best ball, but he's not coming back to us. And I think we're to stack Calvin Ridley with Will Levis. Will Levis is sneaky good for fantasy due to his rushing upside. And I think he's kind of just an unknown right now for many people. He's an unknown to me. Like in my redraft league, there's no way I'm taking Will Levis. But in best ball, I think he's good enough for that. So who do the Titans play? The Titans play Tennessee. Are you from Tennessee? Because you're the only Tan I see. The Titans play. Oh shit, I'm up. I'm up. A B C D E F G. Oh, is this not in alphabetical order? I thought it was in alphabetical order. Okay, we're up. Let's go. Oh god, I don't want to panic. Let's go Njoku. We're gonna go double tight end early. Get our tight ends out of there, and then we're gonna go. Let's go running back, and let's go Tajay Spears because we're going Titans. Now, that was a panic. I'm not going to lie. The fact that the draft is 20 seconds is a little bit scary, but I think that's fine. I think that was a fine move. Now, David Njoku is a guy I'm not the highest on in redraft because his numbers dropped drastically with Deshaun Watson compared to Joe Flacco. But David Njoku is so good that if I don't have to know when I'm starting him, right? If him and Jake Ferguson are just interchangeably going up and down from my lineup to my bench, that feels good. So in best ball, it's fine. It's just a redraft when I'm trying to actually determine which week I play him. I feel like that's going to be very tough, if I'm being honest. If you guys have enjoyed the stream, make sure you guys hit the like button. There's a lot more viewers than we typically have live streaming, at least at this point in the year. So I really do appreciate that. I know during the season, there'll probably be at least 100 plus people in the streams, which is always appreciated. Again, I appreciate all you guys who are here. It means a lot. It means the world to me, genuinely. Thoughts on Shakira? I like Shakira. Oh, baby, when you talk like that. Is Jaden Reed worth the middle round pick? I agree. I think he's worth the middle round pick. I love Jaden Reed. it is kind of going to be a little bit frustrating in redraft, but where he's going, it's not like he's your wide receiver 2 on your team, so it's fine. What's up? What's up? What's up? I like Rice a lot too. My guy, what's up? Hello, all. How is it doing? Taysom Hill still playing? He is. He is. Now, Taysom Hill, if you are in a league where you can start Taysom Hill as your tight end, I would consider just taking him with your last pick because what if Taysom Hill is the same as he was last year? So that's kind of my thoughts on him. Is Njoku in Miami? Njoku is in Cleveland. Going on 6th, Reed is fine. Yeah, I'd like Reed. Taysom Hill is 34 years old. Taysom Hill. Oh my gosh, you're right. His birthday is in a couple of days, August 23rd. I had no idea he was that old. I knew he was old, but if you would have told me, well, I guess 34 isn't old, right? You guys get what I mean. But in football years, it's old. If you would have told me that Taysom Hill was 34, I almost wouldn't have believed it. That's kind of why I Googled it. I thought he was like 29, 30 max. That's shocking to hear. Guys, I'm starting to like James Conner. That first preseason game, dude, Trey Benson looked like he was stuck in molasses. He was running so slow. Now, again, it's one game, so you can't take it as the gospel, but that just didn't look good. That was a bad visual. That was a bad visual. Very bad visual. All right. I guess we can get Tyler Boyd late or Chig. We're not going to go Chig. Maybe we go Traylon Burks for the YOLO pick. Traylon Burks kind of has looked good, but again, I don't really believe in him enough to like tell you guys to draft him. Smash that like button. 10-team PPR super flex. Start 3 receivers as normal flex. Oh, dude, just be the number 1 pick and take Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts, whoever you like first. I'm taking the number 1 pick. That's facts. Taysom is old. If he's 34, I'm 74. I had no idea he was 34. I agree with you. I legitimately thought he was like 29. He's a fine last pick. He's fine as last pick. Hopkins is 32. Yeah, I'm not taking Hopkins. I'm not touching Hopkins. That's why I like Calvin Ridley. I'm not touching Hopkins. All right. We need more receivers on this team. We need more receivers. Let's get Mike Williams. Ooh. Did Adonai Mitchell already go? Shit. So we're going to be stuck with injured Josh Downs. That's okay, though. That's okay. Let's get Mike Williams and Josh Downs. All right. Mike Williams, Josh Downs. Now, what I'll tell you right now about Mike Williams is when you hear the name Mike Williams, you are going to instantly think this guy is probably hurt right now. This guy's going to get hurt tomorrow. This guy is not going to play the whole season. But when healthy, this guy's like a top 10 receiver, and his quarterback is Aaron Rodgers. So in the 11th or 12th round, I'm just going to take him. That's just my thought on it. He's going so late that you just take him. Now, if he was going in round 5, I'm not touching him. But around 10, 11, 12, 13, I'm taking him every time. Najee keeps gaining weight. The Bears looked good in preseason last year. Yeah, again, preseason is one of the most fugazi things ever. You can take stuff from it. Don't take some stuff from it. Najee mukbang. Dude, see, the thing is, let me get back to you, Johnny. Dude, everyone thinks Najee is dust. I tend to think that as well. But the fact that we all think Najee is dust and that Jaylen Warren is better, this, that, and the other thing, and apparently Najee Harris looks the best shape of his life, which you'll hear a lot in the offseason. What concerns me is that everyone and their mother thinks Warren is good and great, and I would agree with you, and he deserves the pass catcher work, this, that, and the other thing. And then Arthur Smith just says, go fuck yourself, and Najee Harris gets all the touches, and then you end up dusted by Warren. Who is the number 2 overall pick? All right, so for me, this pick went CD first, so it's McCaffrey, CD, Tyreek, basically every time is the top 3. My top 3 is McCaffrey, Reek, then Lamb. CD dealing with a contract dispute, McCaffrey dealing with an injury. Neither overwhelmingly concerning right now, but it's worth a mention. Either Lamb or Tyreek, I agree. Dude, Nuke still had a great career. Nuke had an amazing career. I think he's easily a Hall of Famer. If he had better quarterback play, though, he could have been one of the greatest receivers. I mean, he is one of the best receivers I've seen play as a 25-year-old man watching football since I was 8. Like, off the top of my head, he's one of the best. But again, does he have like the accolades, all the stats to match it? I don't think so. But like on paper, like you remember that catch he made? I don't know who they were playing in Arizona when he caught the ball through like it was against the Bills, again through 3 Bills guys during COVID. That was one of the most insane catches I've ever seen in my life. The link to your Patreon on Discord. I don't think it's on Discord. It's in the link to this video. It's in the link in every video, and it's in the link on my like if you go to my channel, just click off this, go to the channel. It's like the link on top of the channel. Number 2, you're taking Breece Hall. You know what? I don't hate that. I you can talk me into at the number 2 pick. Now again, I think I would personally go McCaffrey, Hill, Lamb, and then it's St. Brown or one of the running backs. But if you said it at number 2, you're gonna take Lamb, Hill, Amon-Ra, Breece, or Bijan, I wouldn't judge you. I would not judge you at all. There's a lot of star players injured. What I will tell you right now is at this point in last summer, no one like this was hurt. The biggest injury I can remember happening in the offseason was like, well, I guess Cooper Kupp got hurt, but that was like right before the season. It was Marvin Mims was like the biggest injury name. That's how you know that this offseason has been crazy. I wanted Persal. Fuck. We could go Chuba, but he just got hurt. Could go Wandale. Let's go Leggett in case he ends up as the number 1 receiver in Carolina, even though I don't think he will be. And then we'll go Wandale for the run back with Levis. We do need more running backs, but that's fine because we got our receivers. We got all of our receivers, actually. Now we're good to just draft running backs the rest of the way and quarterback and maybe even another quarterback, to be honest, because Levis and AR, we might want to get someone else. If Rodgers comes back to us, we might take Rodgers. If not, maybe we'll go Bryce Young. Or maybe we'll just stick with 2 quarterbacks. Or maybe Daniel Jones. There's a lot of star players. I agree. Lamb. Did Dallas win that division? Who do they play this year? Lamb seems risky. And Hill, also injuries. Lamb, I think Dallas could win the division. I just think Lamb, like, unless this contract dispute is so legit that he misses a serious amount of time, like, I think Lamb's very safe. Like, you know the Dallas Cowboys are going to throw the ball a shit ton. You just know it. So, that's what I would say. Gibbs worries me. Hate when guys are already a bit hurt. I agree. It does worry me. Yeah, do, like, 1 mock draft right now, Johnny, and then you'll figure it out. You'll figure out, like, where players are going in, like, literally 5 minutes just by doing 1 mock draft. Rodgers goes. Yeah, whoever the Steelers starting running back is will be valuable unless they're both just getting so many touches. Lamb is a monster. And, yeah, I think Brandon Cooks might even lose his job to Tolbert. Dude, I loved T.O. back in the day. Terrell Owens. I loved Ocho Cinco when I was growing up. Megatron is probably my favorite receiver that I've seen play. Besides Tyreek. I like Tyreek so much because he's on my team. I love Cooper Kupp, dude. Sounds good. Sounds good, Tyron. Kupp is turning 32. Yeah, he is getting older. He is getting older. But what I'll tell you right now, look, guys get older and they eventually fall off a cliff. But is 32 so old at this point to where you're so panicked? I mean, I guess I'm worried about Hopkins and he's similar age. But I don't know. I'm not too worried about Kupp. Not too worried. I love Tyrone Tracy at the end of drafts. I agree. I fully agree with that. He's going to be one of my highest drafted players. Dallas plays the NFC South, so that's easy. NFC North, so that's hard. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck Jerry's on. I think they have a fine schedule. Again, but I'm not someone that'll sit here, Johnny, and debate schedules for a long time because strength of schedule, in my opinion, is one of the most fugazi metrics they've got. By week 3, you have like the defenses are way different. Like some defense that we think is straight cheeks is one of the best defenses in the NFL. One of the best defenses in the NFL on paper is one of the worst defenses. By week 16, 17, when you're in a fantasy football championship, everything is so different. That strength of schedule doesn't even enter my opinion. Oh, the AFC North. The AFC North. Either way, the NFC North, the AFC North, they're both very hard. But yeah, I agree with you. The AFC North is tough, especially defensive wise. Please, no one take Willie Levis. Please don't take Will Levis. Please. All right, we're gonna reach on Tracy. I think. I like Braylon Allen. I don't want anything to do with Marshawn Lloyd. It seems like with that injury, like we're gonna see a bunch of AJ Dillon, and AJ Dillon is just disgusting, by the way. But let's go Tracy. Let's get our guy, even if it's a little bit of a reach. We're gonna get our guy because I feel confident with Gibbs, Jones, Spears. Like we should be fine. This team's actually looking pretty good, if I'm being honest. 3 more Sundays, baby. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Maybe this is a hot take. Let me know if you guys think this is a hot take. I don't like the fact that there's a game on Friday, week 1. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Those standalone games in week 1. Thursday Night Football is one of the greatest teases of all time. When you sit down and you get to watch that game and then it ends and there's nothing else after is an all-time tease, in my opinion. I guess the fact that there's a game on Friday is less of a tease, too. But in my opinion, I'd rather see them play 2 Thursday night games. Or, I don't know, maybe I'm just crazy, but I like watching 8,000 games on Sunday. I don't think you need a Friday game, but it makes sense because they're playing in Brazil. It makes sense. Can't wait to hear Scott Hansen's voice. I love Scott Hansen. To be honest, though, the one thing I've noticed ever since I got my second TV, so the way I watch the game, I got one TV for the Dolphins game, one TV for Scott Hansen in Red Zone, and then one TV for a quad box of 4 different games. What I realized from watching Red Zone is that you are missing so much stuff that's happening just from me watching 5 games at once and then watching the Red Zone. Like, you're just missing a bunch. But what I'll tell you is that I love Scott Hansen, and it's not his fault. It's not his fault that's like that. He's not controlling the games. But they do miss stuff all the time where it's like, wow, that was a sick play, and they just like don't pick it up. Or like, wow, Bijan literally has 3 dudes on him and he shook it off and got 3 yards. But on TV for Chris Hansen. Yeah, dude, it's great to see Scott Hansen. If I saw him, I'd be happy. If I saw Chris Hansen, I'd run away. Joe Milton, man. I gotta watch the game after. The Octobox. Thoughts on Eric Gray? I think Tyrone Tracy's better than him. I think he's a fine back. Like, if Singletary was to get hurt and Tracy was hurt, he'd be good. But otherwise, I don't really see him doing too much. Can you do a 10-man mock from the 3rd pick potentially? After this draft, though, we're getting off. Pause, because I have to make a video for tomorrow. You got 4 TVs. The more the merrier, man. The more the merrier. That Sunday ticket is such a brutal price on YouTube. $500+ is ridiculous. But at the same time, it's like, what am I going to not buy it? What am I going to be the asshole not watching the games? Of course I'm going to buy it. Oh, dude, I love the witching hour. I'm locked in. Normally I have like 4 or 5 of my friends, like the guys that take it the most seriously. We watch together. I don't really like watching football with my friends that aren't as into it. Not because I dislike them, obviously, but because it seems like they don't give half of a fuck like about what's happening, and I just care too much about it. So that's my problem, I guess. And plus, I got like a bunch of money on the line, and then they'll just start talking about random things, whereas I just want to talk about the games. So maybe that's crazy. All right. I am an absolute AJ Dillon hater, but I'm taking AJ Dillon. I don't like AJ Dillon at all, but AJ Dillon could end up being the number 2 clear backup behind Jacobs, and he's going to sneak in a couple of touchdowns. And then here, you basically just close your eyes and take a running back. Let's get one team with Carson Steele, who's allegedly the running back 2 on the Chiefs. That's our team. We got Anthony Richardson, Will Levis, Jahmyr Gibbs, Aaron Jones, Tajay Spears, Tyrone Tracy, AJ Dillon, Carson Steele, Puka Nacua, Stephon Diggs, Michael Pittman Jr., Calvin Ridley, Mike Williams, Josh Downs, Xavier Legette, Wan'Dale Robinson, Jake First, and David Njoku. Let's be honest, I would love to go back and switch Njoku for a different player and draft a later round tight end. but I still like it. I still like this team a decent amount. Again, if this was a redraft team, I'd hate it, but in best ball, it's fine. I love the witching hour. I love everything about football, man. Waddle or Cup, I got Waddle. Told my girlfriend to to clear every Sunday until next February. I'm the same way. I got it, guys. I got a wedding to go to week 6 Sunday during the games, but my friend doesn't watch football. Not a football fan, so I'm not really surprised. And I don't hate my friend for doing this. I'm happy that he scheduled it when he did because my Dolphins are on the bye week that week, so it's clutch. I will still stream week 6. I will be live Sunday morning. And then once I finish live streaming, I am running directly to said wedding. And then I'm going to stay up all night watching the replays of all of the games. I'm going to try to figure out how to get a fucking replay of Red Zone and just sit there for 7 hours and watch Red Zone. Or I'm just going to watch all the games on my phone. One or the other. Probably end up just watching on my phone, if I'm being honest, while I'm there. Oh, dude, what the fuck? You should have you should have hit your brother with the fucking 619 or something. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. That's crazy. Nick is best man. No, I'm not the best man in this wedding. I have not been in a wedding since I was young. My wedding that's taken place in April. My friend Connor is the best man. We've been friends for a long time. But today's stream has come to a conclusion. We have been streaming for an hour and 20 minutes. We did 2 drafts. We will be live again a couple days, and we will also be doing a live shortly where we do drafts on Sleeper together. Now, hopefully everyone takes those seriously and we don't have a bunch of auto picks, but I guess we never know, right? The reason why I don't do a lot of like ESPN or NFL mock drafts on my channel or Yahoo is because basically after 3 rounds, I'm drafting against the computer. So I'd rather just draft against the computer the whole entire time on Fantasy Pros to where I have years to talk. I like that. I like that. Yeah, Troy, I'll try and do it shortly. Again, probably not this weekend because there's games on this weekend. I want to watch those, but maybe next week, early on during the weekend. We will be doing more underdog drafts as well. So I appreciate you guys. The Zappaneta is in. See you guys later. I'll see you guys shortly. I like the underdog drafts as well. I like to mix everything in. But again, I don't want to say something and then not do it. So I do want to do those sleeper drafts. Again, if you're new to Underdog Fantasies, claim your special pick was up to $250 your first time deposit using promo code Notorious. The best way to help my channel is by either subscribing and liking. The free way is subscribing and liking is the best way to help me, and leaving a comment. If you haven't made an underdog account, the best way to help me financially is by making an underdog account. So I appreciate you guys. Love you guys all so much. Have a good one. And I'll see you guys very soon. I'll be back tomorrow with a video. Love you guys. Boy, boy. Here, I'll play a tune. I'll send a tune for you guys. Let's listen to a. Bye, guys. Love you.